a letter was leaked, a private letter, from the FIFA president to the Argentina Football Association, written the day after the World Cup final, while FIFA's own investigation into Argentina's players was still open, while Paredes and Molina were still being investigated for assaulting Spanish players, while Enzo Fernandez's red card was still under review. And in that letter, Gianni Infantino praised Argentina's professionalism. Professionalism. His exact word. For the team whose players threw punches after the final whistle. For the team whose midfielder was sent off for elbowing a 22-year-old in the face. For the team whose squad turned their backs on the trophy ceremony. For the team that FIFA is currently investigating for offensive behavior and violations of fair play. Infantino called that professionalism. And then he went on social media and told everyone who questioned him to meditate or pray. This is the FIFA president. And what he has done since the World Cup ended is the most explosive story in football right now. More explosive than any transfer. More explosive than any signing. Because it goes to the heart of whether the sport you love is being run by someone who can be trusted. Welcome back to Robert's Football Talk. I am your host, and if you are new here, subscribe right now. Because today, we are going through everything. The leaked letter, the spreading hate rant, the shocked face on camera, the Cape Verde confession, the ethics complaint that has now been formally filed, and the one question that the entire football world is finally saying out loud. Should Gianni Infantino resign as FIFA president? Subscribe now. Zero coding, zero fluff, just the truth. Let us go. Part 1. The leaked letter that broke everything open. Let me give you the exact sequence of events because the timeline is damning. July 19th. Spain beat Argentina 1-0 in extra time. Ferran Torres, 106th minute. Final whistle. Argentina players assault Spanish players on the pitch. Paredes grabs Gavi and wrestles him to the ground. Molina swings at Rodri. Multiple punches are thrown. FIFA officials scramble to restore order. Paredes receives a red card after the final whistle. That same night, FIFA releases an official statement. It says the FIFA Disciplinary Committee has appointed a disciplinary and ethics prosecutor to investigate potential breaches of the code relating to the post-match events. Official investigation launched into Argentina's players by FIFA's own disciplinary body. July 20th. One day after the final. One day after launching the investigation into Argentina's violent conduct. Infantino writes a private letter to Argentina Football Association President Claudio Tapia. The letter says, and these are his exact words verified by both the Daily Mail and Sports Illustrated. Dear Mr. President, yesterday, Sunday, July 19th, 2026, at the magnificent New York, New Jersey Stadium, Argentina won the silver medal of the FIFA World Cup 2026 after an exciting final against Spain. I would like to reiterate my most sincere congratulations for this important new result for Argentine soccer. I wish you, dear Mr. President, all the best for the next competitions, and I hope to see you again very soon. With all my friendship, Gianni Infantino. With all my friendship. The FIFA president writing to the federation currently under his own investigation, praising their professionalism, sending them his friendship. One day after their players assaulted the World Cup winners on the pitch of the final, and the letter was leaked. Argentine media published it. The Daily Mail verified it. Sports Illustrated confirmed it. And the football world exploded. Now I want to ask you something. If you were running a neutral international governing body and your own investigators had just launched a probe into one team's violent conduct from the night before, would your first action the next morning be to write them a friendship letter praising their professionalism? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Subscribe to Robert's Football Talk right now, because it gets worse. Part 2. The camera moment that started this whole story. Before the letter, before the final, before any of what happened in the last week, there was a moment that millions of people saw in real time and could not explain. Argentina versus Cape Verde. Round of 32. Argentina were losing. The defending world champions being pushed to the absolute limit by an island nation of 520,000 people. And in the 111th minute, an own goal saved Argentina and sent Cape Verde home. And the cameras found Gianni Infantino. In a viral video that has been watched millions of times, Infantino was being interviewed by an Argentine journalist. And he said words that he immediately tried to take back. He said, "Tonight I suffered with Argentina." Then he paused. Then he added, "But I am neutral. But I am neutral, said, "After tonight I suffered with Argentina." The latter part came out hastily, as if Infantino caught himself mid-thought. That clip, those words, that pause, that correction that came 1 second too late. That is where this entire story begins. The FIFA president accidentally said out loud what his actions throughout the tournament had been showing. He suffered with Argentina. He wanted Argentina to win. He was emotionally invested in Argentina's result, and then the rest of the tournament happened. Every VAR decision that went Argentina's way. Every referee appointment that raised eyebrows. Egypt's formal complaint. Switzerland's extraordinary red card. England's Elfath controversy. All of it viewed through the lens of a FIFA president who had already said on camera that he suffered alongside Argentina. The football world stopped giving FIFA the benefit of the doubt, and they have not given it back since. Part 3. The rant that made everything worse. Meditate or pray. July 26th, 1 week after the final. The investigation is ongoing. The leaked letter has been published everywhere. The shocked face footage is still going viral. The petition demanding Argentina's expulsion from future World Cups has reached 23 million signatures. And Gianni Infantino goes on social media. He posted what Sports Bible described as a bizarre social media rant. He accused critics of spreading hate. He told people who questioned FIFA to meditate, pray, or watch a football match instead of hating the organization. He said he was incredibly proud to be FIFA president and to have delivered the most outstanding World Cup in history. Meditate or pray. That is what the FIFA president told Egypt fans, whose team was eliminated after a VAR decision that went back 20 seconds to find a foul. That is what he told Switzerland fans, whose team had a player sent off through a VAR intervention that their own coach called extraordinary. That is what he told England fans, who watched their team lose after an elbow on an England player in the 3rd minute was waved away as a free kick with no card. That is what he told the 23 million people who signed a petition about the conduct of Argentina's players at his final. Meditate or pray. The Norwegian Football Association refused to meditate or pray. Their chief, Lisa Klaveness, confirmed they will lodge a formal complaint with the FIFA Ethics Committee. Not about the Argentina matches, about a separate incident involving political interference in a transfer. But the complaint adds to a growing institutional rebellion against Infantino's leadership. UEFA has also entered the conversation. The European governing body accused FIFA of crossing a red line in the same period. The relationship between UEFA and FIFA described as strained by the people who run European football, about the man who runs world football. This is not social media noise anymore. This is institutional. This is Norway's FA. This is UEFA. This is formal complaints to the FIFA Ethics Committee. Subscribe to Robert's Football Talk right now and share this video because what comes next is the most serious part of this entire story. Part 4. The formal ethics complaint. The organization that took action. A worldwide advocacy group called Fair Square filed a formal complaint with FIFA's own ethics committee. 8 pages, documenting what they describe as a lack of impartiality from Infantino. The complaint covers multiple items. Infantino's effusive praise of political figures that compromised FIFA's stated neutrality. His conduct during the World Cup. His relationship with Argentina and with Messi specifically. The Club World Cup invitation that brought Messi's Inter Miami into a competition they had not qualified for. The Cape Verde comment. The letter to Tapia. Fair Square says, FIFA has always prided itself as neutral in matters of politics and religion. Their complaint argues Infantino has repeatedly violated that neutrality. In documented public statements, on camera, in writing, throughout this World Cup. The FIFA Ethics Committee now has to decide whether to investigate its own president, the man who runs the organization that the Ethics Committee operates within, the man who appointed many of the people who sit on that committee. That is the structural problem with all of this. FIFA investigating FIFA. Infantino's organization investigating Infantino. The same organization that launched the Argentina investigation and then had its president write the Argentina Federation a friendship letter the next day. The fox investigating the henhouse. That is the phrase that keeps coming up in the coverage of this story, and it is the most accurate description of what is happening. Part 5. The Argentina Tournament. The pattern Infantino's conduct enabled. Let me connect the dots now. Because the leaked letter and the Cape Verde comment and the rant and the ethics complaint do not exist in isolation. They are pieces of a pattern that defined this entire World Cup. Messi escaped a red card for a studs-up challenge against Algeria that most referees at this tournament would have punished. No review, no card. Egypt had a goal disallowed by VAR for a foul that occurred 20 seconds earlier in the build-up. While Argentina's build-up to their winning goal received no scrutiny from the same VAR team in the same match. Switzerland had a yellow card converted to a red card by VAR in extra time, a decision that flipped the entire quarterfinal. Argentina's own coach Scaloni said luck was on our side. England lost 2-1 after their goalkeeper made 12 saves, and Argentina had their equalizer and winner both score without VAR confirming onside positions. Referee Elfath, who had never lost a match involving Messi's teams, officiated. And through all of it, Infantino, at nearly every major match, camera crews finding him in the VIP area, his face telling the story that his words tried to hide, shocked when Spain scored in the 106th minute, frozen, the expression of a man watching something go wrong rather than watching a neutral sporting event produce a worthy champion. That footage viral, that face viral, and then the letter, praising professionalism with all my friendship. The picture that emerges when you connect all of it is not ambiguous. It is a FIFA president who spent 6 weeks being emotionally invested in a specific team's success, who made statements and appointments and decisions that reflected that investment, who then, when called out by critics, told them to meditate or pray, and who leaked a friendship letter to the team under his own investigation. Part 6. The verdict. What needs to happen now? Let me give you my honest verdict. The most direct thing I can say on this platform about what should happen next. Gianni Infantino should not be investigated by FIFA's ethics committee. He should be investigated by an independent body completely separate from FIFA. Because FIFA investigating its own president for conduct during a FIFA event using a committee that operates within FIFA's institutional structure is not a serious accountability mechanism. It is a performance of accountability. The Norwegian FA is right to file a complaint. Fair Square is right to file a complaint. The Egyptian Football Association was right to file a complaint about the Argentina match officiating. These are the mechanisms available. Use them all. But here is the truth about what actually happens next. Infantino called this the most outstanding World Cup in history. He is incredibly proud. He has the support of enough FIFA member associations to remain in his position, regardless of what any of these complaints produce. The same way he survived earlier controversies. The same way FIFA survives every scandal and emerges on the other side, still running the sport. Because FIFA's power does not come from public trust. It comes from the 211 member associations who vote for its leadership. And Infantino has spent years building relationships with those 211 associations that guarantee him a majority, regardless of what social media thinks or what ethics complaints are filed. He will not resign. He will not be removed. He will meditate and pray that the news cycle moves on, and it will, because it always does. But the footage exists. The Cape Verde comment is on camera. The shocked face when Spain scored is on camera. The letter to Tapia is in print, verified, published. The rant telling critics to meditate is on Instagram. The Fair Square complaint is in the FIFA Ethics Committee's inbox. Those things do not disappear. They become the record. The documented evidence of how the most powerful man in world football conducted himself during the biggest tournament his sport produces. And the 23 million people who signed a petition about Argentina's conduct at this World Cup, and the Egyptian fans, and the Swiss fans, and the England fans, and the Spanish fans who watched their team win a World Cup final and saw the FIFA president look devastated when Torres scored. All of those people now have that documented record. Football deserved better from its president at this World Cup. Every team that played Argentina deserved a governing body president whose face did not go viral for looking shocked when the right team won. Every fan who invested 6 weeks of emotion into this tournament deserved a FIFA president who could write the same warmth and length for the winners as he wrote for the runners-up. They did not get that. They got Gianni Infantino, the man who suffered with Argentina, the man who wrote them a friendship letter under investigation. The man who told everyone else to meditate and pray. That is the full breakdown. The leaked letter, the professionalism praise, the ethics complaint, the Cape Verde camera moment, the shocked face, the rant, and the verdict that football needs to hear. 3 questions. Drop all 3 in the comments right now. First, should an independent body, completely separate from FIFA, investigate Infantino's conduct during the 2026 World Cup? Second, do you believe Argentina's path to the final was completely clean, or do you think the environment Infantino created around this tournament made neutrality impossible? Third, will anything actually change at FIFA, or does Infantino stay in power regardless of everything documented in this video? Drop everything below. I read every single one. And this is the most important conversation football has had about the people who run it in a generation. This has been Robert's Football Talk. Hit that like button as hard as you can. Share this video with every football fan you know, because this story is bigger than any result, and it demands to be told. Subscribe if you are not already here. New videos every single week. I will see you in the next one.